Did you know that there's a secret vowel sound your school didn't teach you? It's called the schwa, and we're going to learn about it today. The schwa is a muffled, lazy sound. It usually sounds like a short U sound of but sometimes it sounds like a short I sound of I. Whichever vowel it uses in a word, your mouth is relaxed. This relaxed position lets our mouths keep up with our brains because our brains go faster than our mouths can speak. One important thing to understand is that any vowel can schwa, but some schwa more than others. Usually the schwa is found in unaccented syllable. An accented syllable is one that is emphasized. Like if you say emphasize, did you notice that the first syllable is said a little louder than the others? There are three common places where vowels schwa. The first place vowels tend to schwa is in a suffix. Also, words that start or end with the letter A usually schwa. And unaccented syllables also tend to schwa. There are many suffixes that schwa. Here is a list that we're going to cover in this video, and there will be more in the next video. The first suffix that schwas that we're going to look at is shun. These are three common spellings of shun. In this lesson, all underlined vowels will have their long sound. So this is going to be motion, nation, action, fiction, and section. Did you notice that in all of these words, the O sound disappears and sounds like a short U? And the T and the I together have a sh sound. In words with Latin suffixes, TI and SI both take on the sound of sh. So that's why this is not TION or TION or something like that, but shun. Likewise, SION and SSION will also be pronounced shun. So we have pension, tension, mansion, mission, and passion. Notice that when we have an extra S before the SION, it still says shun. Just like in the last suffixes, in these two, the TI and the CI will be pronounced sh, and the AL will be pronounced ul rather than a clear AL sound. So these two suffixes are shull and shull. AR says R, so this is martial, partial, spatial, initial. This S will take its second sound of Z, residential, racial, social. This O will tend to schwa, and rather than having a clear short O sound of will sound more like official, crucial, and beneficial. At the end of a word that's two syllables or longer, AGE usually schwas. Rather than sounding like age with a clear long A sound, it will tend to sound more like idge, like it has a short I. Remember that G followed by an E usually has a soft sound of J. Remember that this is in words that are two syllables or longer, so not one syllable words like rage, or words where the root is a one syllable word like outrage with the root of rage. So here we have image, not image, usage, not usage, manage, and damage. Likewise, DOM as a suffix is pronounced like dumb rather than dom. NG says ng, so we have kingdom, seldom, random. This S will have the sound of Z, wisdom. This says E, freedom. While OR at the end of a short word has the sound of or with a clear long O sound, at the end of a word with two syllables or more, it tends to sound more like So this word is actor, not actor. We have doctor, not doctor. Humor, motor, AY says A, mayor. Tutor, vapor, major, labor, and factor. The suffix NESS also tends to schwa. So often, rather than having a clear short E sound of it will sound more like I or So we have madness, AR says R, harness, fitness, witness, sadness, likeness, fondness, sickness, wellness, and openness. Did you hear how many of those words tended to sound more like NIS rather than NESS? ARD usually sounds like erd, like in coward. OW says ow in this word. Hazard, wizard. OR says or. CH in this word will use its most common sound of ch. Orchard, standard, mustard, and blizzard. Note that this does not apply in something like shipyard, which is a compound word made of ship and yard. AR says R, SH says sh. And it does not apply to words like reward. Words that are 2 syllables or longer that end in AIN, often schwa. And rather than having a clear AIN sound, where the AI has its usual sound of long A, will sound more like in or N. AR says R, so this word is bargain. Chaplain, villain. OR says or. This C will say S because of the E. Porcelain. OU says ow in this word. Fountain, captain, mountain. This is This E will make the C say S, so certain. AIN at the end of a word does not always schwa. Like I said, if it's a 1-syllable word, it will have the normal long A sound, like in rain and pain. And most of the words that end in TAIN will have a long A sound. This A will schwa, so this is attain, maintain, obtain. Did you notice the O schwad? Here we have the prefix con, so this is contain. The prefix retain, sustain, ER says entertain. If the word ends in LAIN, it probably has a long A sound, like in slain and plain, which are 1-syllable words, so they wouldn't schwa, and in words with prefixes like com and x, like in complain and explain. Word is 2 syllables or longer and ends in ANT. The ANT will usually schwa. Remember, this does not apply to 1-syllable words like pant and slant. This G is going to have its soft sound of J because of the I, so we have giant, infant, mutant, tenant. This Y will have its long sound, which is the long I sound, tyrant, vacant, instant. This will say ooh, coolant. The ANT suffix is extremely common. Here are more words with it. OR says or, so we have dormant, distant, elegant. ER says servant, vibrant, defiant. WAR says war, not war. Warrant, arrogant. OR says or, ignorant, tolerant. The suffix MENT also schwas, although there are some words where it still has a clear short E sound, like in comment, OR says or, and torment. But most of the time, it will sound more like mint or munt, like in payment, AY says A, garment, AR says R, pigment, element. Did you notice that this E schwad? AR says R, argument, fragment, and pavement. In the next video, we will cover more suffixes that schwa, learn about words that start or end with A that schwa, and also learn about when unaccented syllables schwa. So be sure to look for the next video. If this video helped you get better at reading, please share it on X, Facebook, or WhatsApp.